Okay, good evening, everyone. If you're watching this live, and if you're not watching live, hello, welcome. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time you're watching it. Thank you for joining us for our Step Up Network Stepping Up to Headship webinar, which is all about headship and how we can support more and more fantastic leaders within our community becoming head teachers. It's an absolute pleasure to be with you. My name is Ben Hobbis, and I am the founder of the Step Up Network. And we are, for those of you who are not aware, we are a network, social enterprise, not-for-profit for developing leaders in education. So we used to have the tagline of aspiring new leaders in education, but we know everyone sort of develops at different rates and different pathways. So we're sort of here for people as and when they need us. So even though some of you may have heard of us and know what we do, I'm going to give you just a general brief overview as to who we are and what we do. So I'm just going to share the screen so that you can see our PowerPoint. Okay. So, a bit about who we are and our purpose. So why we're here. We're here because we believe that leadership shouldn't be any of the things that are listed in this box about being lonely, scary, unsupported, untrained, or underdeveloped. And we also know that educational leadership isn't as diverse as it should be and reflect our student bodies and our communities and our country as a whole. And we also recognise there are many people who don't have the opportunity to step up or eventually step down because of a lack of balance. And we believe that it shouldn't be this way. So we're here to empower those newest leaders in the nation through connection, collaboration, and support. And we do that through a number of ways. We obviously do it through our values of connect, empower, and impact, and we'll talk about those more in a moment, but also through our offer, so through our events, our membership, which is currently being developed, and we'll share more of that shortly, our networking groups, programs, and resources. Now, it is important to note that we're a volunteer-led organisation. We do have freelancers who work with us every now and again, but the majority of our work is facilitated by volunteers, including all of the fantastic speakers, panelists tonight, their time to help educators thrive and not just survive. Okay. Now, we also are very strong, as well as being very united by our purpose, we're also very committed to our vision. And our vision is ultimately to enable educators, so not just teachers, because we realise that not everyone in education is a teacher, to step up and lead to build a flexible, inclusive and diverse education system. And we recognise that we're one of a number of organisations that are working on that. In terms of what we are, very briefly went through that with the purpose pyramid, but we provide networking opportunities, face-to-face events, membership, and a supportive community. But on the back of that, we also do a lot of advocacy, campaigning, and do that through our virtual events like tonight, and also our bursary fund as well. In terms of what we stand for, our three values, as I mentioned, are all about connection, empowerment, and impact. And we hope tonight that you're going to be connected with head teachers and organisations supporting heads. If you've not heard the wonderful people you're going to see on here, all the wonderful organisations that feature, we know that we can act as a bit of a signpost so you can go and find out more about those organisations. We hope you're empowered through the storytelling, the shared experiences and the collaboration tonight, and that makes an impact on you and maybe impacts your thinking towards headship, because we know the majority of people who are watching this webinar are probably people thinking about headship or are new to headship. Bit of our impact. This is the slide that changes a lot. So it's not about the numbers. I think it's very much about those quotes you can see on the screen, which is all about, you know, the empowerment and the impact that has enabled our community to make the step ups that they wish to make. So a bit about tonight's event then. Tonight's event, we very much wanted to do this event because we know that headship's a role that can be really exciting, but also scary. We know that some people often don't know if they want to be ahead, think they want to be ahead, or gradually sort of, or some people who avoid it, or some people get through. There's lots of different ways into headship and lots of different models. We also recognise that the role of head teacher is quite a vacant role. You see it a lot on teaching job websites. If you go onto the Teaching Vacancy Services website or TES or whatever website you're looking at, you will often see a lot of headship level roles available. So what we want to do at Step Up is share the work of many fantastic other organisations, but also share the journeys of leaders who work as head teachers or equivalents, so like heads of school, associate heads, executive, to show how great of a job it is. So as part of this event, we're going to explore it through two lenses. We want to showcase other organisations that are doing work around supporting head teachers and executive leaders, but we also want to enable you to listen to some really fantastic head teachers who are all at different stages of their career as well. So tonight's event wouldn't have been possible without the support and work of the Institute of Leadership. So the Institute of Leadership are not a body in the education sector, they are a general body. And they have been very generous to us that they have been sponsoring our work this year and sponsored this webinar tonight. In terms of our contributors for the event, we've got some fantastic people, all of whom you can see on pictures on the screen now, and we'll introduce them as they appear on the panels. We're going to have two panels tonight. The first panel is going to focus on the life of a head teacher, and we're going to do a bit of Q&A. And panel two is going to be more about supporting, empowering head teachers, more from an employer's lens. So if you're a MAT leader, if you're a governor, a trustee, or in a local authority or whatever role you're in. Whilst we have prepared some questions, we would love for you to put in the comment section of the YouTube video any questions you have to our panelists, and we'll try and get through as many of them as possible. So please do make sure you get those comments in fast. Likewise, if you're watching this back, please do get in touch with us, and if there's anyone you need us to connect you with, so any of the people that are here tonight or any of the organisations that are here tonight, please do get in touch and we will gladly connect you. So we're ahead of time, but I think that's a good thing, so we can have more time to listen to our fantastic panelists. So we're going to bring in our first panel. So our first panel is about the life of a head teacher. Now, we've purposely curated this panel so that we've got a range of different phases and backgrounds, but also a range of different experiences. So we've got a person on here who is new to headship. We've got